Hi friends, it's Kathy and welcome to Freaky Friday. We're trying out a new series about storytime telling of freaky things. Today, we are going to talk about this mythical creature in the Philippines that we call Tikbalang. Can you pronounce it with me? Tikbalang. This creature is actually a kind of like centaur, from Harry Potter, like half human, half horse. So it's the same thing. So this one in the Philippines is a half human, half horse. The top, I think he has the head of a horse and the body of a human with long legs. I think that one of the legs is actually human legs and then the other part is horse legs. So it's just like a creature that morphed into like a human horse kind of type of thing, right? What are the Tikbalangs? So Tikbalang, actually, they live in the forest in the Philippines. This folklore kind of came about like maybe in the Spaniards' days. There's some studies that it actually originated older than the Spaniards, the Spaniard occupation, and which was what, like 500 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago. Let me double check. The Philippines was conquered by the Spaniards in 1521. So it's been a long time ago. Tikbalang actually lives in this balete tree. Okay, so balete tree in the Philippines is kind of like the oak tree. It's like huge. It's like huge. Here's a picture of that. Okay, so it's huge. It has this big trunk with lots of figs in it, and it's really spooky looking. There's a lot of creatures that actually live inside the balete trees. There's the Tikbalangs, there's the capre, which we're not going to be talking today, and there's also like the aswangs. We're not going to talk about them today too. We're just going to talk about the Tikbalang. So what they say is that the balete tree actually has hollow tree inside, so there's kind of like empty, or like there's a space, a cavity inside, and that's where they live. And if a Tikbalang is such a huge creature, I can't imagine that they can fit inside the trunk of the balete tree. Well, maybe, I don't know, because it's so huge, but it's a mythical creature, and of course it's magical too, so if they can't fit in that balete trunk, I'm pretty much sure there's a way for them to fit inside, right? So they live in that balete tree, and that balete tree can be found in a lot of the forests in the Philippines. What do the Tikbalangs do actually? They lure travelers, they lure hikers and hunters. So when you encounter a Tikbalang, you can either get confused or you can get lost. I don't know if the encounter would be like a conversation type or they're just hovering, because they have hooves, hovering, and will lead you astray or will lead you to get lost inside the forest. We don't know if you're going to be hallucinating, okay? Thinking that you're going to your destination, but you can't get to your destination. You're probably just like going in circles around the forest. Or you maybe even be knocked out, thinking maybe you're in a dream state kind of where you're thinking you're still hiking, but you're actually knocked out, and being made fun of all the Tikbalang families. I don't know, I'm just kidding. But that might be what it is, So there's that component. And there's another component there's another story where the elders would say that when you encounter a Tikbalang, they will give you a riddle. So it's kind of like the Sphinx from Egypt. They will block you and they will give you a riddle. And if you can't answer the riddle correctly, then you won't be able to pass. At that point, I don't know what's going to happen. Either maybe that's the start of the confusion state, or maybe you're going to get killed. I don't know, or you're going to get eaten. I don't know. But if you pass that riddle, then you may pass, right? Awesome. Great. So you can go and continue with your hunting escapade, right? So there's that. The way to kind of not get into that Tikbalang encounter is to wear your shirt inside out, like flip it, right? Wear your shirt inside out, and that will give you some type of protection. And that way you won't encounter any Tikbalangs at all, okay? Another way is to, when you're passing through, you can say, on top of flipping your shirt inside out, okay, you can say tabi-tabi po or makikiraan po, which means in English it would be like, may I please pass, or excuse me, I'm hiking, may I please pass this passage. And that will consequently would give them the respect that you're just trying to pass. You mean no harm. You're just an innocent traveler, an innocent hunter, or whatever, right? That's just a way to kind of prevent your encounter with a tikbalang. One of the things that the elders would say is that they love women and they can get women pregnant. And I don't know what the process would that be. I don't know if they're shape shifters too. There's also some in the research that they can be shape shifters. And I don't know if that might be the case, to where they can probably pretend to be like a super handsome actor looking kind of guy, and they would end up, sleeping with a woman. So there's that type of a story. In addition to like flipping your shirt inside out and also announcing that you're gonna pass through that passage, is also wearing a totem. So we call it anting-anting. A lot of what the elders would say is you can wear certain totems to make sure that you're given that protection when you're hiking in the forest. They also said that you can buy or purchase or acquire a tikbalang hair, and that will give you the protection, and that way you don't have to encounter them and be lured into whatever, right? So those are some of the things that you can do to prevent interaction with the tikbalang. Now, when I was little, they said that if it's raining and also there's sunshine, then that means there's a tikbalang getting married. And so it's always like fascinating to me. I remember one day I was getting off the car, going to the mall, and it was raining, and at the same time the sun is out. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess there's a tikbalang getting married today. Yay. That was pretty cool, as a little kid. Now, I'm going to tell you, on my research, I have not seen any like actual tikbalang sightings. Of course, it's a mythical, story, but sometimes even though it's a mythical story, there's some sightings or witnesses and, statements and things like that, but I did not find any. If you've encountered a tikbalang, go ahead and put your comment down below if you are from the Philippines. If you're not from the Philippines, just ask me a bunch more stuff about tikbalang and I can go ahead and give you what I know. But what I will tell you is, when I was little, I was probably maybe 11 or 12 in the Philippines. This was like in the mid 80s, late 80s. I was walking on, I was with my friend, and we were daring each other. We're like, okay, I dare you, let's go walk on this street here, because this is a scary street. So this street is really not it's not a long street, which is a pretty decent, maybe maybe 6 houses worth of length of the street. And one of the houses there has a kind of like a decent sized backyard, and they have a balete tree. And that street can be a little bit dim at night. Well, let's say it's dark at night. There's no post lamp or lamp post on that street. So it's dark and it's creepy and there's no one there, right? So my friend and I were like, okay, I dare you. Let's go ahead and walk on that street and let's see if the tikbalang is gonna show up. So we're right there, we're standing right there, and we're like, okay, let's do this. So she and I walked on that street. We were super quiet. My heart was pounding. I bet you both of our hearts were pounding. And in the middle of the street, I heard this hooves right behind me, and just heavy breathing right behind me. And I stiffened up and I was like, holy crap, this is the tikbalang. And I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? And I looked at my friend, and she and I were like, don't turn around, let's just walk. And so I think we walked faster or maybe slower, I don't know. We walked fast, and as soon as we were done on that street, and it's just she and I, as soon as we were done, we turned around and there was no one there. I don't know, maybe that's just my imagination as a kid, because we were expecting there's gonna be a tikbalang on that street, or maybe there was a tikbalang on that street. I don't know. So pretty creepy, huh? Pretty freaky story. If you have any experiences with tikbalang, let me know. Put your comment down below. I thought it was pretty creepy, and I don't remember if my friend and I kind of talked about it after that, after many years. Maybe I should message her on Facebook. She doesn't live here. She lives in Dubai, I think. But yeah, let me find out if she remembers that story, because it's pretty mind-blowing. Anyway, Well, that's it for our story time today. If you like this video, go ahead and put your comment down below. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified on my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye, friends!